Let's see what they tell you to do with your little broken brain from going over to fight a war that's not yours. They're going to tell you to try breathing exercises because the US government does not give a fuck about you once you cannot die for them. Once you're done, once you're a shell, they don't care about you. What did I say on Z-Way that one time? Yeah, I think that still stands as
Mia Khalifa, the renowned porn star, has a message for U.S. military members and veterans wishing that they go get PTSD themselves. This is the same person who cheered on and celebrated the events of October 7th. So let's take a listen to what Mia has to say.
sitting at home. Good morning to everybody who is not in the US military. Good morning to everybody who is sitting at home and not on soil that doesn't belong to them, fighting a war for a country that doesn't care about them. I hope you go over there and get your little brain all scrambled up with PTSD and then come back here and see how much the United States cares about you, Pookie. See how much they care about you when you come back with, oh, I'm so sad. I piss my pants every time I see a falafel stand in Manhattan. Let's see how much the VA cares about you. Let's see what they tell you to do with your little broken brain from going over to fight a war that's not yours. They're going to tell you to try breathing exercises because the US government does not give a fuck about you once you cannot die for them. Once you're done, once you're a shell, they don't care about you. What did I say on Z-Way that one time? Yeah, I think that still stands as very accurate. Good.
So I think that would be an interesting time just to take a look at some of these comments just for all of you to understand. This is Israel's biggest movie actress. That's Gal Gadot. And this is Hamas' biggest movie actress. That's wild. Deport her to Gaza so she can see how porn stars treated her. Yeah, like, does she understand what Hamas would do if they were near her? And does she understand that the U.S. military has a responsibility to keep the Middle East safe, to protect the only democracy in the Middle East? Does she not understand what would happen if someone like her wearing this, what would happen in a place like the Gaza Strip? The biggest threat to Western civilization is Russia, China, Islam, white liberal women with liberal arts degrees. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's going to get trolled here. As a disabled veteran of PTSD, I can tell you firsthand, it's not a punchline, it's hell. Mocking it isn't brave or edgy, it's cruel. People like me live with it every day, and the only thing her comments show is ignorance and a lack of basic human decency. So I guess the question is, Mia, like, what is the agenda with a post like this? Not only what is the agenda, what kind of support do you expect people to give when you're basically asking for the same military who's keeping you safe? Mia is an American citizen, people. She's in the streets of America. She lives in America. She's protected by America. The military there, if God forbid, Iran wanted to nuke America, the military would be the first people. This is what they did weeks ago. That's what's fascinating. You know, this video is, this was posted on August 16th. So this was just 2 days ago. And over a month ago, we saw the US obviously carry out these strikes in Iran to destroy their nuclear sites. And you know what would be really interesting is to see a video Mia Khalifa and others make in an event where they were under threat by a place like Iran. Let's say Iran did have the opportunity to attack America. You know, people like her would be the first ones to get on their platform and condemn the military for not protecting them. That's what they would do. They would say the military is not doing their job. The military is not protecting Americans. They only care about people from the top up, not the bottoms up. Sorry, the top down, not the bottoms up. That's what they would say. And you know, I'll never forget, I was in Washington, D.C. in 2024. I was outside of the White House. It was me, Sahar, Sam, Noy, people who I'm sure many of you know at this point. We were speaking to people who were very anti-Israel. And I'll never forget that me and Noy, we sang the national anthem. We sang Hatikva in Hebrew in front of hundreds of them. And the police, they were barricading there was a barricade between us, just Noy and I, and then this mob of people who were screaming at us and the police. And I'll never forget, right after we finished Hatikva, one of the protesters like got into it with a police officer who ended up getting, I think, put in handcuffs or detained, whatever the case is. And all of them started shouting at the police officers, asked them, "You're not doing your job. Why are you only talking to us?" This and that. And meanwhile, Noy and I we just finished singing Hatikva. And then minutes later, a guy from Germany or Norway, I forget where, he was there to support Israel, got into like a barking match with one of them, the pro-Palestinian people, who, again, minutes ago had just thrown water bottles at the police, screamed at the police, spit at them, all this stuff. And then this guy was getting into a verbal altercation with them. You can understand that he was obviously emotional too. He was there to help defend Israel. And he, I think, threw something at them. And so as soon as he threw something at them, the same group of people that were throwing things at the police, these people immediately changed characters and were like, "Police, get him. He threw something at me. You're not doing your job," this and that. So the police grabbed this guy. They question him, and then like 10 minutes later, they put him in handcuffs, and you see the entire pro-Palestinian camp begin cheering, begin applauding the police, begin to accept them, begin to hug them and smile and give them water. It's the same group of people who 10 minutes before that were throwing their water bottles at them. These people are so hypocritical. They mean nothing. They mean nothing besides violence and separation and divide. They don't mean peace. They don't mean calm. They don't mean unity. They don't mean none of it. They don't mean none of it because you can watch videos like this. She has an incredible amount of influence. One, she sells her body on the internet. And number two, she has such a big following. It's really, really sad. Anyways, not every single day we get on this channel and cover porn stars, but that was today's video. Someone sent it to me, so I had to react to it. Thank you so much for all of your support. Links in the description to support this channel. Here's a note from me. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.